Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Outlanders, and yes, I have returned. I don't know how long this episode is going to be, and I don't know if I'm going to be doing another one in any time soon, but I have come back to Minecraft for at least one episode to catch you up and do a little bit more progress on our little base thing. So let's get straight into it. First things first, a little bit of an update on how I'm going with work. It is going very, very well, and I'm really enjoying it. So it is good that I can actually have a job and have some money coming in, because YouTube doesn't really do anything or much or anything at all, since it's not really something that is paying me anything to do. So, you know, full-time work, it's getting there. But let's have a look at our base, and you can see we haven't really done much at all. We have expanded our little red section, and we're going to continue to do that mostly off camera when I have time. But you will notice this giant star, I guess you could call it, in the bottom of the base, and we're going to be doing a fair bit of stuff with it today. Now, I have been thinking about this mid-central tower, and I'm thinking it probably should just go down all the way to the bottom. So, probably going to be working on that at some point today. Now, the reason why I've got the star pincer, star thingamabob, is that I'm planning to put a different kind of biome kind of thing. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work, but a different biome in each of them. So I might have every second one another kind, and the other one in between an overworld one, which is going to be a little bit intensive on the resources, but we can see how that goes. Alternately, I could just make the entire bottom a kind of nether-ish biome. So lots of ideas there. But for the time being, I think I'm going to go have a visit around, have a fly around and see if there's anything that has changed in the distance. I've already checked out the shops, and we haven't had any sales, which is probably an indication that not much has really happened on the server of late. But we'll see what happens. Now, flying over here, I reckon this is Radspace, I think, or is it Radspace? It could be someone else's. Rad and Cherry, and I think another person, one of their friends, has been reasonably active on their weekend, which is good to see. So this is probably one of their bases, and not exactly sure what's going on around it, but it looks like they've got bees and trees and everything. They're setting themselves up quite nicely, and this is definitely Radspace around a very nice lake. So that's good to see. Although, yeah, there isn't really many changes since I've last been on, which is somewhat good, somewhat bad, I guess. I don't know if there's much happening on the server, which is a little bit disappointing, but you never know. With everyone was doing school and work, it's kind of hard to keep the activity levels going on as high. But, yep, let's get back to our base. After a bit of thinking, I think I'm going to do a bit of a time-lapse here, a very, very quick one, in which I'm just going to do the rest of this tower. So it's just going to go straight down, and then I might do a bit of demolishing here and there to make it look better. So I'm not exactly sure how it's going to do, but for the time being, I'm just going to make these walls go straight down. Just these blackstone walls go straight down, and maybe put these what are those? The deep slate walls in as well. So, into the first time lapse we go. And there we go, and somewhat annoyingly I wasn't able to quite finish off the bits. You can actually see that I've made a mistake, because that is deep slate tile, and I don't want deep slate tile. I actually made a massive mistake, because all of that should be that stuff. So I think I actually need to demolish all the bits I've just done and redo it. But you can see that I haven't quite been able to finish the blackstone, and that's because I've run out of blackstone. Now I did do this before starting. I did build the entire thing, but that was before I put in these 8 vein things to try and separate everything. So that's a little bit annoying, because now that means I'm going to have to go and get more blackstone, which I'm going to do off camera and do that all of this. So I'm going to fix this up, fix all of these pylons here that I've done in error, and get on to the next part of today's episode. And a bit of a progress update. It is now finished. We've got this tower now finished. I actually did realize I made a bit of a mistake, because I made these circle just a little bit too big. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of just the 4 over there, which was a little bit irksome, because it meant to have to tear most of it down and then rebuild it. But I think it's looking very good indeed if I can actually fly, and it needs just one more thing to finish it off, which is some red stained glass, just like these ones over here, going from bottom to top, from probably around there. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to manage it, because those are 2 blocks there, but I might go in both of them, so 1 and 2, and all the way up to about here or so. I'll see how it goes, but I think I'll do that one off camera and leave it for a later time and show you how that goes. It took me a couple of more tries and a few more discovery of mistakes, but I've now got this central tower mostly done. I haven't yet got the red glass to put in, but I'm going to be doing that off camera. Now, I've been doing a little bit more thinking as to how I want this base to go, and I think I've got an idea. Now, I don't want every single one of these levels to have a path into the center, because I think that's just going to be a lot of clutter. However, I have done a little bit more calculation and a little bit more building and testing, and I think I've got what I want. So I'm going to have this level built because it's already there. I'll leave this one blank so it doesn't have a central tower. Then on the next level down, so 2 down, I'm going to have this one going all the way into the center, and this one down here, I think it's the 4th one. 4th one down will not have any central, any central walkways in the center, and on the bottom I will. So that does mean all these corner ones can probably come out, and I'll just have the quadrants. Now you may also note I've also got these things just a little bit out. So this one is 4 blocks out, this one's 3, this one is 2, and that one is 1-ish. So each of them, there's a bit of a slant, so there's 0, 1, 2, and 3, and so on. So there's a little bit of a slant to each of the walkways, and they will work quite well, I think. So I'm going to test a couple of walkway designs, so I need 3 in total. One that's mostly black, and a second one, and a third one to go. So I'm going to pop into Creative, and do a little bit of testing, and see what I can come up with. And with a bit of practice and a bit of time, I've got myself 4 different designs. Now, you might not remember we only need 3, so I'm trying to decide what I want. I'm definitely going to be using this one, which is going to be on the very bottom level. Now, I'm trying to decide between these other 3, the red, the cyan, and this light brown and green one over here. And I think I'd want one of the levels to have some type of farms, which is either going to be on this level or this level. And then the 3rd level down will have the red. I think it's the 3rd level down, I don't remember, but it's trying to decide between these 2, and I don't really think that this one over here, the light brown, works. What would be better is if I had the level that I've already got constructed, I think it's the dark oak and the spruce and the leaves. If I had that one, that would be good, but it's a bit late now, because now that I've constructed it all. So I'm trying to think. I might go with this one, although I might actually change the warped stem, that stripped warped stem, into this one over here, because that might give it just a little bit more texture and comfort and things like that, just to give it a little bit more color, because that's a bit darker, and that gives it a bit more, I keep saying the same thing, but texture, color, that sort of thing. You can see, I think that's massively improved it there. So we're going to go with the 3 over here, the cyan, the dark one, and the red one over here in various levels. So let's collect up the stuff and start building. After a couple of days spent gathering the resources that I needed to, which is mostly spent in the nether trying to get all this warp stem and a little bit less of the crimson stem, we've got ourselves a fair bit of the stuff to do. And I also got myself a bit of basalt, which is currently smelting up there. So, as you can see, we've got Magpie Camp somewhere around here. There he is. We've got Magpie Camp all set up to go. So let's hop into another time lapse and get ourselves at least part of this build. I'm probably not going to go all the way around yet because I might not have enough. And I definitely do not have the, I guess the time, but I don't have the want to dig all this stuff out at the moment. So I'm going to leave that for now. And why is Magpie Cam left? That's a bit odd. Might need to fix it up. But yes, I'm going to get myself into a time lapse and see what happens. Hopefully it works. See you soon. And there we go. Somewhat annoyedly, my time-lapse didn't work, which is really, really annoying because I had planned for this to be a fair bit of the episode, but never mind that. We can see we've got ourselves a fair bit of the progress done. We've got ourselves a bottom layer, well, mostly done without the digging. We've got ourselves one walkway into the middle, which I probably need to improve a little bit. This path just needs to be a little bit better, I reckon. It's not quite what I'm looking for. I might actually... I may or may not change this into a different, into something else. So it's a stairs and then it's the stairs and then a slab on top of that. So it's not the log. I'm not 100% sure yet. But and we also have this red one here, which is just a little bit smaller, but it's a start, and we'll be able to go a fair bit off that once we're done. So I think that's going to bring, if I can land, and end to today's episode. So thank you very much for watching. We're going to hopefully be doing this probably not every week, but every couple of weeks, and we should get a fair bit of progress done in between episodes. So once again, thank you very much for watching. We're going to see you in the next one. Bye.